Hello everybody, welcome to JW5 Play. Hope everyone's having a great day. And yeah, let's like and subscribe to the channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. And yeah, we got a lot in store for you today. But first I want to talk about the NFL draft and this, how can I put this? This theory that like quarterbacks are like the most important and all that. First of all, one person can never be the most important in a team sport. Meaning, this can't work without that. I can't work without you. You can't work without me. Meaning, like, you got the best quarterback ever, but if you don't have no offensive line, you don't have no receivers, you don't have a defense, or if your special teams suck, quarterback's irrelevant. And you say, well, how can you say that when Tom Brady went to Tampa and they won? Tom Brady went to Tampa because they had the pieces to help him get to another Super Bowl. You know, of course, if it was just about quarterback, Tom would have stayed in New England. You know, he said why he left. He left, you know, time for a new start. They didn't have none. Even Bill Belichick came out and said, you know, they sold out everything to get to them couple Super Bowls, you know. Yeah, it was easier for Tom to leave and go to another Super Bowl because he's taking one player. Bill can't do that. Bill got to restructure the whole team, the whole roster, everything, you know. Tom Brady is the GOAT, in my opinion, but I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, he was the only reason all those teams won. If you think that, you don't know anything about team sport. Even with, you know, Michael Jordan, and I stay stuck on this argument. For me, Michael Jordan's overrated. What he did for the game is not as impactful as what Magic Johnson and Larry Bird did for the game. It doesn't even come close. Michael Jordan hit his prime when them guys was falling off, and everyone always picked Michael Jordan better than LeBron James. To me, Michael Jordan's greatness depended on a couple of things. One, it depended on Scottie Pippen. Two, it depended on Phil Jackson. Without those two people, that man don't have shit. He had 8 years, I'm pretty sure it was 8 or 7 years without Scottie. Matter of fact, he didn't even win a title till he got Scottie. So his greatness, it depended on another athlete. And if you look at LeBron James, everywhere he went, they won. Like everywhere. They just won. And you can't say that about Mike. And to me, if we're talking about a team sport, which basketball is a team sport, sports is all about team. Yes, there's one player it is a player on every team who help elevate all the other players, but that doesn't take away from the team part of the sport. You know, that person who elevate everyone else still needed you, and you. They still needed key pieces to make, you know, the thing go. So for me, LeBron's a GOAT. MJ never be the GOAT. MJ's not even in my top. He's not even in my top 5. I mean, to be honest with you, only thing MJ did that I haven't seen a lot of people do, and I will give him credit for that, doing 2 3-peats. That's remarkable. I give him that. But other than that, bro, I don't care about your scoring. You didn't do shit. The Pistons, Isaiah Thomas, someone who played in your era against you, don't even think you're the best. He calling someone else in a whole nother generation better than you. So for me, they had a book out. They came out with the Jordan Wood. They was literally stopping this motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he can never be the greatest for me. Not even in my top 5. Like, but you know, people love MJ. I don't know why. Maybe it was the shoes. Maybe it's the style he won in the game. Maybe it's because he was different. But those things doesn't elevate you to being the greatest of all time. It can make you someone's favorite, but not the greatest. So yeah, that's where I stand on that. To the draft, the NFL draft. Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is a good young quarterback. Trevor Lawrence has a bright future. But what people don't really talk about is Trevor Lawrence throwing motion is super long. When Tim Tebow came out, they dissected the fuck out of that throwing motion. This boy bring the ball down to his kneecaps before he throw it. I'm not saying he got trouble getting it there, because the boy passes on point. Trevor Lawrence is a great passer. But if you really go look at these games, who did Clemson really play? Trevor Lawrence, one good game was against Alabama. Flawless, you know? Flawless. But if you go look at these other quarterbacks, I really think their resumes stack up a lot better. Matter of fact, Trevor Lawrence didn't even win a Heisman. So how you the greatest quarterback ever? How you the greatest prospect ever? You ain't even win the Heisman. You weren't even seen by everybody else in your own sport at the time as the best player. But you're the greatest prospect. Like, no, you're the greatest prospect, or you're who the media trying to portray to be the greatest. And that's why you see all these guys fall in the draft. That's why you see some people fall second, third, or fourth round. Because they don't get the media publicity. And I'm going to be the first one to say this. Trevor Lawrence will be he won't be a bust, but he's not going to be first round talent good. You can give me Justin Fields, Matt Jones, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, all over Trevor Lawrence. Matter of fact, I think Matt Jones is going to be better than Trevor Lawrence. I also think Justin Fields is a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence. So for him going number one is ridiculous to me. It's just ridiculous. We seen Clemson with a backup quarterback. They may have lost the game, but the offense put up 50-something points. So that lets me know, someone else can come in there and do that job. It amazes me how the media pick and choose who can have weapons and who can't. When Dak Prescott got weapons, they made Dak Prescott better. But when someone like Patrick Mahomes have weapons, he makes them weapons better. Like, that stuff doesn't make sense. Stop picking and choosing who we want, you know what I'm saying, the weapons to count for and the weapons not to count for. If you ask me, if you're looking for the best quarterback in the draft, you got to go with Matt Jones, and you got to go with Justin Fields and Trey Lance. Them guys just all around play better. I mean, Trevor Lawrence do have some nice, he can throw a good deep ball. I give him that, but everything else, I got to go with the mother quarterback. Yeah, so we change gears real quick. Let's talk about Matthew Stafford traded to the LA Rams for 2 ones and a 3rd round pick. Yeah, when I first heard it, I was like, you guys shoot, what the fuck has Matthew Stafford done to be traded for that? And then, I'm not gonna lie, I had to sit back and I had to watch ESPN. I had to watch Fox Sports. I watched those things and I saw that they were saying that really they traded them picks to get up off his cap. That makes a lot of sense. That makes that they really gave away those picks, so someone else would buy his contract and they could bring in more people. And people would think when you trade a 1st round pick, you traded away your whole job. Hell no. They really just traded away 1st round pick. You still got the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 6th, and 7th round. So they trust their evaluators more, than they do them 1st round picks. What you mean by that? They're willing to give up them 1st round picks because they got faith in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round. They can find guys just as talented. And the NFL has shown over the years that may be the case. And that's why if I got the 1st picks from Jacksonville, I'm definitely trading all those picks for Deshaun Watson. I mean, you want to store but that's a totally different subject for a different day. What does Matthew Stafford bring to LA? To be honest, I think they really traded for the same player. Matthew Stafford is wiser. He has more experience. But I don't want to hear that bullshit about arm talent. Y'all was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So Jared Goff can't get you there. Matthew Stafford hasn't done anything. Like, what have this man done? Like, y'all talk about arm talent. Like, bro, stop. Like, we've seen this man for 10 years. Probably longer than that. Like, we know what he gonna bring you. The Rams, at best, go 10-6, 11-5. What they were with Jared Goff, okay? So you traded all those picks to go 11-5, 10-6. Yeah, that don't sound too smart to me. And then the ultimate goal is this Super Bowl to bust now. You traded them picks away, Super Bowl to bust. Let's say you don't even make it to the conference championship. You really just traded away them 1st round picks for nothing. Only time will tell. But I think Detroit really won that trade. You got Jared Goff, you got 2 1st round picks, and you got a 3rd. Like, you can work with that. You can work with that. I don't want to hear he was telling him the plays in his ear before he hiked the ball. I don't care about none of that because, football is all about having a mental and physical preparation. Just because he tell you how to get there don't mean you can get there. You still got to have the ability to get there. So, all that's dead. We'll see. I actually think the Rams got worse. They didn't get better. Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford, to me, are almost the same player. Legitimately almost the same player. And I thought Jared Goff fit that system better for what they was asking him to do. Like, he fitted it better than what Matthew Stafford does. But we'll see. We'll see what Simon Bay try to cook up. I mean, bro, you're not getting out that division. I mean, hell no. So, we'll see how this goes. But I think they just traded those picks for nothing. And then we got the draft coming up. The Super Bowl is yet to be played. I ain't gonna get my Super Bowl picked yet. But it's definitely good to see Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. It would have been better to see the Cowboys. But they said the greatest quarterback matchup of all time. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be a good matchup. I think if Kansas City offensive line, if they have as many injuries as with both of the tackles and the center might have COVID, they're not going to be able to win that game because you got to be able to stand up longer than 2 seconds to throw the football down the field for you to win the football game. And Kansas City really don't like running the football. I mean, you got Le'Veon Bell and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but they don't get them guys involved like that, really. So, I think advantage is Tampa, to be honest. That defensive line is stout. And then they got the better receiver. Receiving core might be evenly matched. I mean, I count Travis Kelce as a tight end. You call him a tight end. I'm just telling you how they play. But yeah, it's to be a good matchup. We got, I want to say, 5 days now for the game. Should be high scoring. I think combined score will be over 50, like 52, 53 points. They both score over 25 points. But I would say in the 30s probably. I'm intrigued. Let me know the matchup you guys are, waiting to see. But the matchup I'm really focused on, damn. I want to see how they play Tyreek Hill this time. Because last time he had over 200-something yards in the first quarter. So if he does that again, that's a problem. But they adjusted, and I don't think they're going to let him do that. So that should be interesting. Still 5 days away. JW5 Play. Like and subscribe. What's up? I hope you guys like and enjoy the video. Leave a comment, like and subscribe. NCAA football coming back to next-gen consoles. What? To hear more about that, you gotta wait for the next video. We're gonna talk about it. It's been a long time since we had an NCAA football game. This is awesome. Gonna let you know if we're gonna get it this year or not. I just heard about it just like all of you. So yeah, if you want to hear more about that, like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell. That way you can see it. Until next time, everyone have a blessed one. Thanks for watching.